enhancing of the architectural features of the place, a new lighting system, a new sound system, new marble on the floor. Yeah, there's almost nothing that hasn't been touched. Everything has been thoroughly gone over in some way, shape, or form.
So, Father, I just want to ask you, now that this restoration is done, when will the next restoration be?
It won't be in my lifetime, but I have to tell you, from what Mr. Baker has told me, the work that they have done is meant to last. So I would think that maybe even when we get to the 500th in 2065, they may not have much to do except to clean it up a little bit.
A little elbow grease, a little polishing.
A little elbow grease would be good.
What does this mean for the basilica itself to have a work like this done?
We planned this renovation to coincide with the celebration of the parish's and the city's 450th anniversary. And in one respect, we were mirroring what happened in 1965 when the cathedral underwent its last major renovation for the 400th. But there was also just a lot of things that needed to be addressed. The church needed a lot of TLC because things had not been preserved properly. And the more that we got into the work with Mr. Baker, the more we realized how much needed to be done. And so the work ended up being twofold. Yes, it is a renovation, and there's a lot of beauty in the exterior things that people are going to see. But there was also a lot of preservation that needed to be done in order to make sure that the building is going to be able to stand the test of time for another 50 or 100 years.
Construction is still going on,
yes.
But for a lot of viewers who are not familiar with the history of this basilica, how long has this building been here in some shape or form?
The original part of the church, which is the main body of the nave, dates from the 1790s and was completed in December of 1797. That part of the church was destroyed in a fire in 1887 and enlarged with the two transepts, the wings that were added, and the cathedral lengthened in order to give it its classic cruciform shape. And then the last major renovation was in the 1960s.
Now, it opened today for the media to take a look at the work. When will it open to the public? It
will officially open at 2 o'clock on Saturday, March the 28th. We will open for the public to be able to come in and look at it, and the first Mass will be on Saturday afternoon at 5 o'clock.
You know, something great about the Catholic Church is you don't have to be Catholic to appreciate the beauty and the art that represents one's love for God. And that's what's wonderful of something like this. It's open to everybody.
Thank you for saying that, and I totally agree with you. I think that one of the great things about touring the great cathedrals of Europe is it speaks to anyone who has a heart for God, for a heart for the beauty that God has placed in our creation. And that's one of the things that I think has helped in me understanding the process of this renovation, is that we have seen a new beauty in this church, a beauty that really has been inspired by our love for God.
Well, thank you very much, Father.
You're welcome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a great project. It comes to an end. It's like one's baby.
And I have to tell you, it's been a great personal love for me. I grew up in this church. I was born and raised here in St. Augustine. To have this opportunity to do this renovation has been a real blessing.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
So you're the man behind the labor-intensive things that had to go on for this to become what it's become, which is beautiful. So
thank you.
I admire you very much for being able to put this together. Now, one of the questions I had asked is, had you brought artists from abroad to work on this kind of specialty type of work?
Right.
And
yes, we did, and I usually do for unique projects like this. And my lead artist came, he's from Poland. He's worked for me for 25, 30 years. So he was living in Poland, but I brought him over for this project, as I have some others, and he was honored, as we were, to be chosen.
And his name is?
Waldemar Karwowski.
Okay. Any other artists that
yes.
helped him?
Yeah, well, his assistant, Irene, she was from New Britain, Connecticut, and she's Russian. And she came and worked with Waldemar hand in hand. Every master artist needs a very good assistant, and she's very good.
Yes, the right hand.
Yeah.
Wow. And this project took then, how long did this project take from the beginning to the end?
Approximately 8 months, 8.5 months. So it was a tight time schedule to do all this work in that time. And it all came together, and with some challenges, but we conquered them, and it worked out well.
Now, how long does this work last until you need to restore it again?
I think I'll be gone, put it that way, hopefully in heaven, and hopefully my family will carry it on if it is done again every 50 years, but I don't think they would need to do anything to this magnitude for another 7,500 years probably.
Would you say the weather in Florida is beneficial for restoration, or is it kind of more difficult?
Very beneficial. We just finished a big project in Brooklyn for the Diocese of Brooklyn and Park Slope, and we did it in the middle of the winter, and it was a nightmare. So this was a pleasure, and the gentleman that works for me, a lot of the fellows that come up from down from north are thrilled to be here in the winter. So it was very beneficial.
I thank you very much.
I thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Job
Okay.
well done, my friend.
Thank you.